Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome back to what we like to call the Redmond Roundup. Now before I get into any of the news like what we usually do here on the Redmond Roundup, let me just shout out the 10 most recent members to join the Redmond Army, well the 10 most recent subscribers. I might start doing it where you can become a member, where I can start making more exclusive content, but I'm not too sure yet, I'll need to sort that out. Also thank you to all the legends who are always commenting on the videos, you're absolutely boss. Make sure you're getting involved in this one. We've got, do you know what mate, I'm actually excited to make this video today. Let me tell you why. I've actually got a few reasons, because one, there hasn't been any updates realistically on injuries. Now, would news on Thiago being fit be amazing? Yes, it would. But the thing is, we know that that's very unlikely right now. So we need to set our expectations to where I think they need to be set. And I think that's just keeping the players that we've got now as fit as possibly can. We know we've got a big game tonight against Atalanta. We know it's going to be difficult. I think when it comes to injuries, mate, just as long as no more gets added to that list, and listen, we know that they will, we know that there will be more, and that's shit because of how many we've had. We've basically lost probably our whole 11. I mean, bar maybe one or two to injuries, so it's crazy the way that the season that we've had. Like, just think, like we never had Alisson at the start, and so many other ones. We don't know any news about Henderson as well. There's still no updates on when he's going to be back. Hopefully that should be soon. But everything else other than what I've just said that we're going to talk about in this video is going to be good news. Let me talk about what we are actually going to be discussing today. We've got a birthday for the Liverpool legend. We've got a statement from the club about fans getting back into the stadium, because obviously over the past few days that's been building up a lot. Why Firmino wasn't in training yesterday. There's a few awards that's going to be given to some Liverpool players and possibly a manager. Transfer news, Mo Salah response to the haters, which I love, and Diogo Jota getting player of the month, which we'll talk about more in a bit. But obviously, congratulations to the man that is Diogo Jota. Absolute baller. Since he's came in, he's been fantastic. But like I said, we will talk about him more in a bit. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and let's get into the news. So obviously, like I said, there is a legend of the club. It's his 39th birthday today, and he goes by the name of Xabi Alonso. Absolute baller. Mr. Dictator in the midfield, mate. Just honestly, like that Newcastle goal. Let's just not even get started on that Newcastle goal, as well as the many moments that he had in that midfield for Liverpool Football Club. Him and Steven Gerrard, mate, complemented each other like there was no tomorrow, and he will always be for me a Liverpool legend, because I think maybe until now with a Thiago, which we haven't really seen much of, we probably haven't replaced him, and we're probably getting the closest in that in Thiago. Maybe I'm missing one or two players, but Xabi Alonso was just another level, man, and he maintained that throughout his whole career, even when he went to Madrid, even when he went on to play for Bayern, and obviously the amount of trophies that he won, the best one being in 2005. So happy birthday to Xabi Alonso. And yeah, anyway, Liverpool have a statement that's came out recently, and it's basically on the return of fans. That's been one of the biggest questions of the year, when a fan's going to get back in, because not just Liverpool fans, all Premier League fans will be devastated that we haven't been able to go back into the stadiums. However, even if it's a few fans, I'm happy about this. This is the statement that came out. Liverpool Football Club welcomes the government's announcement regarding the proposed return of fans into the sports stadiums. We have greatly missed our supporters at Anfield, and we look forward to welcoming them back when it is safe to do so. We will continue to work with our city partners, including Liverpool City Council, Merseyside Police and Spirit of Shankly, in order to establish the most up-to-date health guidance and the most effective process for the safe return of supporters, while we await confirmation of which tier of the city of Liverpool will be placed in. We continue to work through our plans and will make further announcements in due course. Sounds. Obviously, we don't know what tier is going to be set, so obviously Liverpool need to work around that. Obviously, police need to be paid, staff need to be paid, stewards need to be paid, food needs to be paid for. There's so many things that come into this, and so many factors that quantify about getting fans back into stadiums. So it's going to be easier said than done. However, I'm just happy to see the ball rolling, because we've got to get this ball rolling at some point. It's not going to be easy whenever we do it. Could this possibly be bad? Because what if the small selection of fans that go into the stadium are knobheads and ruin it for the future possible fans that could come in? It's a possible case, but at the same time, it's probably going to be like a different set of fans every week or every game. You will have to probably sit apart. I don't know what you're going to have to do when you score, because I know that I would want them to be hugging fellow Liverpool fans all over the place, but I don't know, mate. It's going to be confusing. Anyway, let's actually talk about something that worried Liverpool fans yesterday on why Bobby Firmino missed training, because obviously, if you don't know, he basically... Well, it hasn't came out what the reason is. I haven't really got an assumption. I don't know if it's a bad reason or if it's a good reason, but it's nothing to do with an injury. That's one thing I can tell you. Missing training, it came out, like multiple people have said, multiple sources have came out and said, Roberto Firmino is not injured. And that's just obviously good. We know that any time a Liverpool player will either miss a training session or will even get substituted earlier than what people would have thought he would have got substituted, people would be like, it's an injury. Do you remember that game? It might have been in the Champions League, I think, against Ajax, and Mane had the ice pack on his leg and people shit themselves, including myself, but people shit themselves, because, and rightly so, because you don't want to, because that's a worry. But every little thing from now on is going to be made into an injury. But no, Bobby's all right. Now, we've got some awards to give some of our Liverpool players. If you don't know, the FIFA Men's Awards are soon, and we've actually got a lot of nominees from our squad. First off, congratulations to Jurgen Klopp. He is a nominee for the FIFA Men's Coach of the Year. Rightly fucking so. He's just won the Premier League, year before won the Champions League, also in that time won a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, champions of England, champions of Europe, champions of the world. How many people have really got to say that? I don't know too many. Jurgen Klopp can say it though, and he deserves to be in there, mate. He's also in there with a few other shouts as well, if I can get it up dead quick. I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Should have got the full list, but no, he's in there with people like Bielsa, who is another big shout. There will be other managers. I think Zinedine Zidane made the nominees. So I think he's definitely one person who could be a front runner, 100%. Jurgen Klopp has shown, even through these injuries, that he is a great coach. And if it's not him, then he's got great coaches around him. And listen, he's the man who needs to create that team. So Jurgen Klopp deserves to be in there. Alisson, he's up for the goalkeeper of the year. And do you know what, mate? I just think standards, because I think he's the best goalkeeper in the world. And the only reason he hasn't been able to fully show that is because he does get injuries, and that's the one thing that keeps him back. But the fact that he's a goalkeeper getting injured yet still getting into the nominees, into the top 5, then absolutely brilliant. And then the FIFA Men's Player of the Year Awards, we've got 4 nominees. Yes, now 4 nominees. Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Thiago Alcantara. So technically 3 Liverpool players for what they've actually done in a Liverpool shirt. Thiago Alcantara for what he's done in Bayern Munich, but we know that we'll still claim it if he wins it. You know what I mean, lad? Thiago at Bayern Munich last season was another level. He dictated the Champions League final. How many people can say they dictated the Champions League final? He looked amazing, and not obviously Virgil is definitely within a shout. The fact that he never won the Ballon d'Or, some people would say, is a disgrace. Same with Sadio Mane. Salah deserves to be in that conversation every blooming year. So I agree that they're at least nominees. But let me know in the comments down below, who do you think deserves to win it? Not just Liverpool, but overall. And if it is a Liverpool player, which one out of them 4 are you choosing? If you're asking me, and I'm putting like I could say Mane because Sadio Mane, but I'm going to go with Thiago. I think the fact that you've gone and being a man of the match in the Champions League final, a massive part of your team season, and when you leave that team, you can see that there's a gap in Bayern Munich's team without Thiago now. Like, it's not terrible, they're still boss, but without Thiago, they are weaker, and we're certainly stronger for Thiago when he's fit. So I think, yeah, man, I'll be happy if Thiago gets it. I don't know if he will, but I'll be happy if he does. Anyway, let's get into some transfer news now, because we are linked with a few players, and there is a player also leaving in the summer that Liverpool could go and jump on. But as for the January transfer window, we've been rumoured to be linked with Samuel Chukwueze. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. It might be Chukwueze, I'm not sure. But he plays for Villarreal. Very good player. Very sound winger, looks quick, gets fouled a lot and stuff like that. This season hasn't been able to build the stats up too much, but we know a young player with Jurgen Klopp. It's probably going to be a good mix. 21 years of age, interest from Real Madrid, valued at £22 million. 9 games, 1 goal, 2 assists this season. So like I said, not killing it this year, but still doing sound. He's young. If bigger clubs are looking into him, then sound. He plays a lot of games for Villarreal. He might not be a regular starter, but he's had 9 games this season. They're third in the table, so they're doing all right. 1.3 fouls per game as well, which in the Premier League will probably be really, really good. So I'll take him. I'd be sound. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Obviously, 22 million value. He is young. They would be wanting a bigger chunk of money. I don't think it's necessary or super necessary, but one for the future. Definitely wouldn't mind looking into him. Definitely if he improves as well. Upamecano, we've got an update on him. Apparently, reports are suggesting that he's going to be wanting to leave Leipzig in the summer. I think that's very, very interesting because obviously Upamecano, he's a baller and he's probably one of the better centre-backs that you're going to get in Europe, at least within that age group. And people obviously have been suggesting that we need to go out and get a solid centre-back. I don't think we'll get an Upamecano in January. I don't think we'll get like a Koulibaly ever, but certainly not in January. Can't even speak this morning. And I think the more realistic time would be the summer to go out for Upamecano. But if now rumours are coming out that he wants to leave, then that would be a good time for Liverpool to jump on him. Do I think we will? I don't. I really don't. Don't think Jurgen Klopp wants a new centre-back. How much would we be looking to pay? Probably about 50 million, I'm guessing, unless there's some issues going on with his contract. Would he make our team better? Yes, of course he would. But do we need him is the number one question, and I'll go back to that. I don't know if we do. Don't know if we need him, especially when Virgin that comes back. I think we'll be all right. I think we'd probably be better off getting someone like a Per Shares or someone not at that quality but still young. Does that make sense? And you wouldn't be having to break the bank for someone who's not going to be starting regularly. And Upamecano gets a fair share of injuries himself, so wouldn't surprise me if he just joined us and got injured. Anyway, but however, I would take him. Don't take any of that as I wouldn't take him. Let me know, would you take him as well? Right, so we're starting to come to the end of the video, but before we do, Mo Salah responding to his haters and his critics pretty much. So this is what he said when being asked about it. I think it is hard to do it the first time, but it is harder to do it the second time and even harder to do it the third time. I'm assuming that he's talking about, you know, scoring loads of goals every season. Some people will always complain. They will say he is good, but he is not as good as that part. You just need to carry on and do your things, and I am very proud of what I am doing. Goals, assists, I feel good about it, and while it is a little bit harder, it is our job and we need to go out there and perform. It is important to win those individual awards, but I am saying that the Premier League and the Champions League team trophies come first. The ambition for me is to win both. We won the Champions League alone and then the Premier League last season. My ambition is to win both, in brackets, in the same season. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. My right winger. My Mo, he's a legend, he's boss. How good is Mo? That's what you want, that's the attitude. People say, like, Mo Salah, do you think he'll go soon? And because of all these links that he gets with Real Madrid and stuff like that. No, he's quality. Mo Salah loves being at Liverpool because he's worshipped, not just by Liverpool fans and Scousers, but all over the world. The only people who criticise him is stupid Liverpool fans and stupid neutrals. That's it. And it turns out there's a lot more stupid neutrals than what you would expect. Mo Salah's class, and watch when he goes. Do you know what? People say right now Mane's better than Salah. I'm included in that conversation. But there's a very good chance that Mo Salah, in hindsight, could be looked at as more of a legend than Sadio Mane. I'm not going to say that is definitely the case. Not for me personally either. But Mo Salah 100% will probably be in that conversation to be a bigger legend. It's just true. And then the last thing, Diogo, but let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? Diogo Jota, Player of the Month, rightly so, being bossed. Liverpool Player of the Month, by the way, not Premier League Player of the Month. And regardless whether it's Liverpool or if it's Premier League, I don't care. He's deserved probably either one, but definitely the Liverpool Player of the Month. He's been on fire, he's been scoring bags and bags of goals, he's been getting loads of assists, probably doesn't deserve it above a Son or a Kane, but he's just joined. He weren't even supposed to come in the team this soon. When he has came into the team, people have been comparing him to Luis Suarez, and I'm not going to lie, he's been showing signs, and obviously you don't want to start whacking labels on people, especially new young signings like Diogo Jota. But one thing you can do, you can have a bit of fun with it, and that positioning, don't get me wrong, Leicester should have more men in the box in that position, but where you see Jota start and where you see him end by the time he gets onto that header, obviously you need the joint class with Robbo as well. But that's fantastic, that's boss. Honestly, mate, he's so good, and I've spoke about him enough this week. He's such a delectable footballer. Don't really know what other word to use, but a delectable footballer, and I love him very, very much, and we all should. But let me know in the comments down below how you found this Redmond Roundup. What do you think? Leave a like if you did enjoy. Thank you as well for all the support that you're showing. And what is your standout topic from this video? You know what I mean? Because we got transfer news. It's been a nice video. We haven't really had to talk about injuries much. I talked about it a bit at the start, but we fucked that off very, very nice and quick. And I think we had a good time there. That's what I want this Redmond Roundup to be. I just want it to be chill, just want it to be vibey. And if you enjoy it, then please leave a like. And thank you for watching again. Anyway, I'll see you later. Peace out.